Welcome back again, fans of OOTP. This is another standalone episode. This is the second tutorial that deals with tournaments. I'm getting a few questions and comments from other videos that I do, my Rocky Mountain Gladiators Perfect Team Genesis series. And I did put out an Ace of Bronze tutorial. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. It might help you get a few packs. This is the Ace of Iron tournament tutorial. That's a mouthful. And I'm going to go through and kind of show you who I've used and some of the top teams and help you maybe assemble a team for your Iron tournaments. You'll see this is a recent tournament that I participated in. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And the Rocky Mountain Gladiators made it all the way to the finals before losing to the Foolish Mortals in the 7th game. Again, just like the Bronze tournament, you do get 10 standard packs for first, second gets you 5, and third and fourth would get you 3 standard packs. So this is a fairly large tournament. There are 32 teams. You have to make it to the final 4. But again, if you follow kind of the guidelines and tips from this tutorial, I would say, once again, about 3 out of every 10 tournaments, you should hit on at least the 3rd or 4th place packs. My pitching lineup. First of all, before we do that, you see kind of the overall leaderboard. See some of the names that are involved. You will see a lot of these names on mini teams, whether they're pitchers or hitters. And you can kind of tell from this tournament what my stats were. 3rd starter ERA, 3rd in runs scored, 1st in home runs by a lot, and stolen bases. I led in that category as well. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. These are the guys that I run in my Iron tournament. Roy Moore, who is a 57 historical. Gary Lucas, a 50 historical. Bill Sherdell, a 53. Jesse Tannehill, a 57. And Sam McDowell, a 53. Sometimes new players think that the higher number of rating, the better that player is. Not the case. This case, you want to go with historical pitchers, and some perform better even with a lower level, like this Gary Lucas is only a 50, but he went 4-0. And the ERA, ignore the ERA. You're not going to get that low ERA with your starters, not in OOTP 23. It seems to favor the hitters, but you want starters that are going to give you a decent outing. In the bullpen, I've got Eddie Plank, who is a Platinum 47, but a really good Platinum 47. And I've got Colin Holderman, who is a live card. I don't use many live cards. He's one that kind of holds his own. No pun intended. Ron Vallone, 58. Brett Storm, a 57. Junior Thompson, a 59. And Kelly Wunsch is a 55. In my pitching rotation, I only have one live player. The Kelly Wunsch card, 55, historical. The reason why I have him in is I love the specialist role. Look at those numbers against the lefties. So I've put him in. I've used one of my roster spots to put him in as a specialist. He didn't pitch much, only 2/3 of an inning, didn't allow any runs. Okay, that's kind of your decision whether you want that specialist role. I like to use him. When we look at the war of these pitchers, Jess Tannehill, again, one of the great Iron level pitchers. Gary Lucas, Eddie Plank, tough to get. Let's see where he is on the card shop, see if there's even many available. That is a well-spent 99 perfect points. If you go in, yeah, there's a few of them available. Go buy them. Go get them for your Iron tournaments. He's a great stopper. Yeah, he's going to allow a few runs because he's a low level. He's a 47. but he's going to benefit you more than he hurts you. Trust me on that. Use him in your lineup. The hitters, these are the guys that I have run for a couple weeks now. And as new iron cards come out, I might have to play around with this, but these are guys that I find success with. Again, we've got, let's go by position on this one. Bubbles Hargrave, a 47, and Bill Sacked, a 57. This is a catcher that I would say 90% of the teams probably use because of his power. He tends to hit a lot of home runs. In this tournament, he hit 6 home runs. Okay, not bad. And in this tournament, he was an MVP of one of the rounds. If you don't know that, when you finish a tournament and you click on your players, if you see these little red buttons, it means they were MVP of a round. Kind of cool. I like that about OOTP. My first baseman, I'm running Joe Pepitone. He did well. And I'm using the Platinum Rusty Staub. Again, going to be hit and miss. He's going to strike out a bit, but he is in for the home run power. And on the card shop, going to pay a little more for him. Going to pay over 300 perfect points. You can put a buy order for a little bit less. I would say if you can get him for 250, snap him up. 250 is a good price for him. Again, he has been successful in a lot of the iron tournaments that I'm in. Bobby Richardson, another platinum player. A sneaky little player. Again, he hit 286 for a 42 level player. That's really good. Let's check the card shop. You're going to pay probably about 100. If you put a buy order in at 99 or 100, you'll probably get him fairly quickly. So Bobby Richardson and Todd Zeile is one of the players that, again, a lot of teams will use because of his home run power. You see his power, especially against lefties. And again, he was MVP of the second round for me. Only a 49, but don't ignore those numbers. Don't worry about those. Jody Reed, I have at short. 308 he hit. Great player. Get him. He should be 100% in your lineup. In the outfield, Marlon Anderson hit 455. Again, you'll see his stats there. Great outfielder, and he was my third MVP. He was the MVP of the semifinals for me. So he did well. Bob Fothgill, another platinum card, and another card that if you go to the card shop, you'll get him fairly cheaply. Probably 100 perfect points, 99 perfect point buy order, and you will likely get him. Remember, these platinum cards are not going to be in packs in a couple weeks because they're going to have a new set of platinum cards. So it's nice to have them in your collection, even if you don't use them in the future. Josh Willingham, 59. Cameron Maben, who I run as my leadoff guy. So in this tournament here, he hit 248. He had 11 stolen bases. So yeah, his speed is going to create some runs for your team. Bill Allman in right field at 277. And Elmer Smith, another platinum card that I run. I like his gap power. He hit 333. And on the card shop, as of the recording of this video, you're going to pay probably 150. Put a buy order in for 150 and you'll likely get them. In terms of the backups, I don't pay a lot of attention to this. I kind of just use the CPU. I let OOTP do that. Same with against the righties. I don't kind of touch that. And I might play around with who I want as my best pinch hitter. And in the pinch runner role, I've only got Bill Allman in, and against the righties, I have a few more. So guys, that's a team you can use to kind of model yours off of. You noticed all the red flames. Again, guys that were hitting really well. And let's take a look at the winning team, the Foolish Mortals, who beat us in Game 7. I haven't checked them out yet. Let's see where they're at. So they're using the Platinum Eddie Plank as a starter, but notice that ERA, I don't think he's quite good enough as a starter. I wouldn't use him there. I like him in the stopper role. Bill Shardell we have as well. Brent Storm we have. Jesse Tannehill we have. Ron Vallone we have. They also have Holdeman. They have Sam McDowell. They have Gary Lucas. So 75% of our pitchers are the same. They just use them in a slightly different role. And again, that's your call. You can mix and match these guys, especially your starters in terms of where they go in the rotation. You can kind of play around with that. There's no really winning one true formula, but having similar players, having these guys somewhere in your lineup is a must if you want to consistently try and get those packs. In terms of the hitters, they have the same catching tandem. They do have Rusty Staub. They have Jody Reed. They have Todd Zeal, Bill Allman, Fothgill, Elmer Smith. So they're running a lot of the same players that I run. And the successful teams are going to copy each other. Their lineup's a little different. They don't have Cameron Maben leading off. They don't even have him as part of the lineup. I do. So their best average guys were Hargrave and Scalid, Salkeld. That's a tough name to pronounce. They have Bill, 364, Billy Jr., 312, 358 for Jody Reed. Other starters, Zeal, 375, Fothgill, 303, and Happ. So they had a really powerful hitting team. We look at the stats again. Yeah, they were first in runs scored, third in batting average, third in home runs. So they were on all categories here. So that was a strong hitting team. You might want to emulate them if you want to go for that hitting kind of team. I like a little bit more balance with speed and with gap power. So I had Hargrave, 343, Pepitone, 329, Billy Jr., 325, Marlin, 455. So my guys might be a little lower in terms of consistent amongst all the players, but I do have more higher end averages than the Haunted House team had. All right, guys, I hope that helps. Go enter some of these tournaments. They're free. It's going to cost you maybe at the most 3,000 perfect points to accumulate a lot of these players. And you'll notice again that those platinum cards tend to do really well. Hope it helps. Leave a comment, guys. Did you try some of these players? Did it help you? Did you win some packs? And if you did, who did you get when you opened them? Any bonuses? Any really great players? Any perfect cards? I want to help my followers out. You guys are what makes the channel. Thank you for following my regular series. And if you just stumbled across this, go back to my channel and watch the Gladiator progression right from episode 1. We've been to diamond and gold and bronze. We've been everywhere except to that perfect level. So go check them out because I give you a lot of tips throughout that episode too. How to deal with slumps, how to deal with, switching out players and where they're best positioned. A lot of little strategy things throughout the 31 episodes that I have up already. Again, leave a like. Hope you leave a comment. It helps the algorithms promote this video so other baseball fans and OOTP players can find it on their recommended list. It's a great day for baseball. It is a great summer day for baseball. We'll see you in the next episode.